is selected. Oh, just kidding. It's just Falco versus Ice Climbers, of course. You know,
we got it.
The classic Sisqui Ice Climbers. Yeah, he'll be playing the Samus. No surprises here, and we are going to be getting into our first match here at S Factor, number 12. Oscar, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to start on Battlefield, a stage that I feel benefits both characters very, very well. Obviously, you know, Falco has these cutscenes and gets all these resets on these platforms, but I think Samus also gets a little bit more mobility. We talked about her ability to stall on the ledge, and at the same time, though, can still kind of land pretty comfortably right here against Khal. So here comes these pressure, those short hop up there, just to crack that shield a little bit, just to get a combo starter going.
Yeah, and the other thing about Samus on this stage is the upbeat to the top platform is relatively difficult to contest. I don't know if Falco is quite fast enough out of shield, but yeah, even if he goes for it, there is the mix-up of falling through the platform, and Sisqui already utilizing that. But however, Khal has shown off why this matchup is considered a little bit tough. You get great combos on Samus, and you get to deal with her projectiles quite well. the tilde setup, bro. I haven't seen anybody other than him go for that one.
Yeah, you could tell who's been watching the YouTube videos, you know, the montages, checking out.
Oh,
that was really unfortunate.
Really good edge guard situation. Yeah, I mean, the moment you're forced into an upbeat below the stage for Falco, Samus is always able to capitalize on that. And, I mean, just excellent work from Sisqui turning this game around where it looked a little bit dire at the beginning, SSB Kid.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked really rough at first, and I think the big thing is we started seeing a lot of, you know, Sisqui trying to close the range a little bit. When you play at the mid-range, you know, you can kind of you can kind of contest Samus with laser as well as reflect everything and have time to react. That's why you see Sisqui trying to close the distance up a little bit more here, but still looking pretty good. And man, whenever you have that down B, it's just such an easy ledge trap. And then when you have full charge shot, as everyone says, you know, la bola, but the up tilt going to be the one doing the work right now. And just like you said, looked rough at first, and now Sisqui fully in control here.
Yeah, and able to get a pretty big charge shot off. And that time, even though the laser hits, it seems like Khal wasn't able to follow up just due to how high of a percent is. And we talked about earlier how Falco is relatively good at having good combo setups to kill Samus at reasonable percents, but it feels like that just has not been true. All of the combos have stopped working, and now we're in a very arthritis situation. Khal getting the weak back air as well. How is he going to get this kill, Oscar?
Yeah, at the same time, we saw that down tilt not kill. It's like, what is that armor made out of? Just like now, the max range that's killing.
No.
That is killing.
That's the second stock save is the third. You know, we had the wall jump attempted. Probably like wall jump back air is what he was looking for, or wall jump side B. Both of those favorite options for Falco off the corner. But, I mean, all of those are covered by that great axe kick coming out of Samus. Sisqui taking that game one with a 3-stock. Despite being down like 60% at the start,
he looked really good at first. Like,
yeah.
Like Khal looked really good at first, and you know, yeah. As soon as we saw that distance get closed up a little bit, Sisqui said, "Let me run in a little bit more," and it just ended up working out so well for him. And yeah, and that max rage scenario definitely a huge factor right there. No pun intended to just get that quick kill, sub 82, which was pretty gnarly. So
Sisqui barely did more damage than Khal.
Yeah, barely.
3 stocks to none, barely did more damage. And we do run it directly back here on Battlefield, and I don't think the stage was a problem at all. It was really just two big things I think were the issue. It was the recovery from Khal was a little bit lacking. I mean, Sisqui was able to punish everything super well. And on the other side, the lack of kill confirms, the inability to find that finishing blow was just disastrous.
Yeah, a little bit of a flub right there from Khal as well on that platform. Accidentally whips, throws the down smash. I think he wanted to drop down the platform and throw an aerial out. You know, just to pressure Sisqui in the ledge trap scenario, but still looking pretty good right here, just waiting for Sisqui to just be a little bit too aggressive, using the reflector to kind of stall. Sometimes you get hit by like a weak hit like that as like reflector, and you kind of like are frozen in you know, the hits that's kind of real. So a little bit of a situation right here. Again, we saw those lasers come out, but not really.
Did it again. It was another, it was punished differently, but that time it was a very similar situation. It was wall jumping off the side and just trying to immediately skip the ledge, and Sisqui has just been punishing that so well.
Yeah, just like that right there. You saw the down air on the platform, meant to actually just like fall through it and try to at least get a setup right here. Not able to get anything here. Does finally get that bread and butter that you mentioned earlier. Obviously, that is the name of the game for Falco. Just getting the reset right here, air dodge read. That's just a straight up just conditioning from Sisqui, just awareness, knowing that he was probably just going to go for the air dodge there.
Okay. Okay, but great combo starter, gets the drag down, unfortunately doesn't have a full follow-up, and now Sisqui able to get that get out of jail free button, but the reset onto the platform works out well for Khal, and now we're basically evened up on this second stock. Let's see if Khal can get any sort of edge guard. Down airs, trade back and forth, but the bomb wins out.
Just the fact that Sisqui has been able to do these combo breaker moves so well has just been the name of the game this second stock so far. Finally finds the first dash attack right here to get stock number 2. One more right here for Sisqui. Oh, I thought that would have been punished very easily, but it wasn't. And still able to get the reset right there. Everything that you talked about earlier is exactly what we're seeing, and it's working for Khal. We just have to make sure that he continues to capitalize on these to at least put himself on the board.
Yeah, I'm glad that it ended up working out like this, because I felt like such a fool after that first game. I was like, man, all of my analysis, I was sure this is how the matchup plays out, and now Khal is showing that, you know, that's how it works when he plays correctly.
Yeah, 100%. And just like that, like, you see Sisqui just wanting to run in so badly just because, you know, he can't really get anything started whenever Falco's trying to just consistently shoot lasers in that mid-range. Can we find something here potentially?
Another? Oh, he wanted it. But let's see the follow-up a little bit too far with that pivot boosted up tilt. And he's going to, once again, get just spot dodged out. Sisqui having to figure out how to get it. And that is the adaptation. We see the instant air dash after the wall jump. Great awareness from Khal to get out of that bad situation.
Oh, just a little bit too aggressive right there. No way.
Oh, no. After all that, Khal is going to fall to the back air. And just, I can't imagine Khal wanted to go past ledge. That was certainly going to be just you're just trying to get to ledge. We're just trying to get out of there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we in best of 5?
We're all best of 5, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's 3 out of 5. I mean, we saw adaptations galore right there from Khal, and you know, once he starts going, I feel like we see a game that close. Just a little bit aggressive though from Khal. I mean, specifically when we get off stage, and just immediately roll up aggressive option.
Yeah,
it's like you have to account for Sisqui, for lack of a better term, doing the Wi-Fi, which is spot dodge up beat.
Yep,
and it worked like 5 times. It's like as long as you're aware that he's gonna spot dodge and you just wait. I feel like you can get even more off of these like ledge trap scenarios, even when you're trying to get back to stage.
Yeah, and another thing I noticed a lot was just instantly side B'ing when he went above the ledge, and somehow he got away with murder like 3 times.
Yes.
Like Sisqui went for something, but he was too slow, and there was an up tilt that came out or something like that, which traded, and Khal got away with it. But if Sisqui is preemptively throwing a missile or a charge shot right there, it'll really heavily cover that. So we have to see. I mean, it looks like that was what the back air was intending to cover.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. And just like that, just running it back, I mean, you know, the stage is good for both characters, and we saw game 1 why it was good for Sisqui. We saw game 2 almost entirely why it was also good for Khal. Here comes these drag downs trying to get more cutscene combos right here. Yep. I mean, 66% for your troubles is still not that bad at all. But as soon as you pressure that shield just a little bit, just falling underneath and trying to slip that up air in a Sisqui, it almost pokes every time.
True. Very dangerous. He's going to get a fair out of shield and a couple more lasers. But let's see what the follow-up will be here. The Nair drag down tries to get the grab wrong direction. And now Sisqui up-B's immediately out of that drag down. It's not been working out so far.
Oh, the weak part of it.
Wait.
It was almost a stock right there. Finally does find that back air on the stage, though. A little bit more unconventional, just trying to pressure. Ended up, working out in his favor. And this is essentially what Game 1 could have looked like if he was able to capitalize off of that stock.
All right, let's see how Sisqui handles this beat from behind for the first real time. But down tilt back air gets a ton of damage, and that's actually giant, but not going to get the right timing. Still, though, the pressure is coming out from Khal as he pushes Sisqui further and further off stage, and forward air gets Sisqui out of trouble, but I felt like that was reactable.
Oh, just a reset right there. Can we find potentially up to? No, it's going to be a reversal.
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Not for me. Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of like traditional Sisqui neutral, which is usually revolving around like full charge shots. But I think it's just because Sisqi's just been so much more aggressive now, and finally just reacts accordingly, follows that roll in, gets the down tilt. Still looking pretty good, but this is where Sisqui is probably going to turn it up a little bit. So you have to be careful with this shield pressure. All these multi-hits available for Samus. This potentially could be scary for Khal. This ledge trap, you're not going to make it back, are you?
Oh! Whoa! I guess you're not going to make it back, but not because you didn't have the distance, because Sisqui says, no, sir, this is my stage. Oh, my God.
0 to death right there, and that's second stock for Sisqui to tie it up, and now he has all the momentum on his side yet again.
Man, did you call it that Sisqui was about to turn it up. Bro did not let his foot off the gas at any point. Okay, goes for the, wow, interesting throw choice. Instead of going for the up throw. And now we see a little bit of a combo starter, but the work is definitely on call. Forward throw. And now a down back. Whoa.
That was so interesting. Grab. Okay, finally trying to get the options right here. Oh, okay. Maybe it was accounting for the DIN. Didn't want to get back hit or something. Unfortunately, just a bit of an option mistake right there. Can you make it back, though? This is so close. The up tilt backer potentially going to be in. Putting himself on the board. Khal looking very, very strong right there.
Oh,
a bit of a rally from Sisqui on that last stock, but it was enough for Khal to still put himself on the board taking a game.
Bro, clutch so hard there, because I feel like after, you're down 2-0, you finally have your first lead of the set, and you get 0 to death, obliterated in like 6 different ways. Still able to make that comeback happen is so important.
Yeah, like 80% of the player base would just straight up lose.
Yeah, they just crumble.
Yeah.
Like your mental there, Khal able to stay strong, able to keep it clutch, and yeah, I mean, got that bread and butter combo, got that up tilt back air. I mean, and that's just such a difference maker when you land it at the perfect percents, because like the difference between getting a kill confirm at 100 and having to, scrap for a back air at 160 is just like night and day.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, looking really good, and we just see. I feel like we're seeing more and more improvements from Khal. As we go through the set, we potentially could have we could potentially start with a game 5 set right here. Gonna opt to get rid of that top platform if you're Sisqui. I think it's ultimately it's a fine choice.
I dig it. Yeah, I mean, I think that Sisqui was taking advantage of the top platform a bit with the up Bs, but Khal's combo game and kill confirms were a lot more important there. And most of what Sisqui does off of platforms can be used from these smaller ones. Let's see how he deals with the bombs.
Oh no!
Tragic situation for Khal. Really not where you want to be, but that just means he's going to have to lock in that much harder.
Yeah, sometimes those directional air dodges go nowhere, and sometimes they travel across the country, it really just depends.
Yeah, I definitely know, especially when you play that fast faller, but here, it seems like Khal has been able to capitalize pretty well, but I'm barely whiffing that punish. Sisqi's going to be able to get out of trouble and keep this lead, keep it consistent.
Yeah, still looking pretty good right here. And yeah, I'm just thinking about that the absence of that platform definitely being a lot easier for Sisqui to deal with, especially if you put Falco in the corner, because there's only really one way you can go, and that's in the air. And you can kind of punish Falco for double jumping pretty well if you're Sisqui here. But still looking pretty good. Has potentially a little bit of a scramble right there. Maybe trying to set up potentially another kill here for Sisqui. The up tilt, gonna get the drag down. The very last hit of that forward air was enough to put him in hit stun, so you can get that second up tilt and then get your bread and butter.
Yeah, that was not true, my guy. He managed to make it look true, but it was still a chance for Sisqui to get out of there.
Yeah.
So really, really well played by Khal to finish that off. But now, see how he deals with a almost full stock lead. 142%. This is where it gets started. Double up tilt, up air into fair, almost gets the finisher, but the bomb answers back, and now 167 up throw will certainly kill you there.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the ledge because you don't want to get ledge trapped by Sisqui, so you just opt to air dodge towards the stage. But that's just a really unfortunate scenario to be in. That charge shot definitely enough to continue to add some pressure. You start to see the reflector usage a lot less from Khal, and I feel like it's actually just to his detriment right now. So a little bit of an interesting sequence here, though.
Yeah, he's been getting predictable with the reflectors, but now this is the time that Khal might be able to shine. Although he's still having to deal with these charge shots, facing the wrong direction, and Samus throws off stage. Oh, there it is. Yeah, down smash covers the air dodge in. We see a dominant performance there by Sisqui, but hey, Khal was in there for a majority of that set. Really good showing from Khal, and I look forward to seeing what he does in that losers bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely looked really good. That was to qualify out of the first wave of pools through, or I guess into 128.
Yeah, round 2 pools, so it's just top 128.
So I actually think that at the end of the day that this was, a pretty good set right now for Khal. I feel like we could potentially see more of him in losers. I mean, all we have to do, one more set to get out of pools, on the loser side. So definitely looking pretty good. I'm not sure who he's going to have to play. I feel like Zach9999 was also there, Sephiroth player as well from Mexico.
Yeah,
and they had one more player who's also pretty good that we potentially could see, make a run in that loser side of things. But Sisqui ended up going to make it through right here. But really exciting set to start the day off with.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a really interesting one. It felt like one of those situations where, a top player is in a bad matchup against a good local player, and it's just so that's the chance to really pop off and show the crowd, who you got, what Mexico is made of. And it definitely, I think, scared Sisqui a little bit there, but he managed to clutch up. So it was it was the expected outcome, but certainly a little bit of ups and downs along the way.
Yeah, and that game 3, that's where we saw Sisqui go like, oh, shoot.
I
that's where we saw him go. Yeah, exactly. Ended up working out in his favor at the end of the day, but yeah, looking pretty good. Didn't necessarily have the greatest run at S-Factor last year. Ended up getting upset by Nair in that, that legendary was, I believe it was Hero Samus on the mainstream last year. So, Sisqui, I know, coming back with something to prove. Starting off the day right with that, potentially could have a run in the cards for him.
True. I like how we both have the Delfino Mazza sponsorship.
Yeah, shout out to Delfino Mazza.
I'm not sponsored by them, but hey, Delfino Mazza, if you want me, I'll be there.
Hey, Payne, where you at, bro?
Yeah, where you
Sponsor us. I got you. You fly me out, I'll go, bro.
Very true. I love commentating Mexican. Anytime I can go to a Mexican event, I'm there. So I've done